Welcome to Daily Bread. As always, this reading is timeless, which means whenever you find this message, or whenever this message finds you, is when you're meant to see it. So please take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. The energy's already been cleared. Let's get started. Let's start by asking Source, what is the energy we need to focus on for this message? Source, what is the energy we need to focus on for this message? Source, what is the energy we need to focus on for this message? All right. Awaken. Yep. So it looks like sources. Okay. All right. So I'm seeing several things right now. All right. One, I'm seeing someone who right now just feel like you just woke up. Like I feel like someone is feeling like just recently they stepped into consciousness. Like you're really young. Or like you're new at this. Like I see someone who is really stepping into adult life and as a young adult, like, and really starting to become aware of what the world really means. I'm also seeing someone who is maybe in about like their early 40s who is starting to see the world on a completely different level. And it's kind of interesting because they're seeing it on a level differently than they saw it previously. So I see someone who's having a second awakening in their life in terms of how they see the world. And I see someone who's having a first awakening in life in terms of how they see the world. But I'm also, and these are common passages. So if you're on that first awakening in your life and how you see the world, you're being told to see the world now, and Source is about to start getting you ready for the next awakening that happens, because awakenings will continuously happen. And there are some big ones that happen at certain stages in our lives. So this early 20 something over here, you're fine. We're going to talk about your awakening. In this mid 40, early 40 over here, we're going to talk to you about your awakening as well. But I'm also seeing someone who's having a spiritual awakening. And you're also, okay, so someone's gifts are finally starting to come into tune with them. And for some of you, this is surprising. And for some of you, this is expected. You've been working on developing your gifts. And I see someone who's been feeling like their gifts were blocked for such a long time. And now, like, it's so funny because one of the major blockages have been cleared. And that blockage was your readiness to accept the download from Source in an objective way. So now someone is completely awake and Source is getting ready to start downloading you. So all those situations that I mentioned before on a spiritual level, on that tone where it resonates, you are all in a place where Source is trying to give you more messages than you've ever received previously in your life. And for some of you, this can feel overwhelming. And for some of you, this is a glorious experience. But for all of you, this should feel like a blessing, because Source is about to really upgrade you in your life on all areas. So I see someone who, I feel like the light switch just came on within like the last 3 days, or maybe like the last week or so. And, your connections have been spiraling out of control. And maybe you've been thinking, man, am I crazy? I feel like I'm making all these quantum jumps and seeing these connections. And Source is telling you, nope, you're awake now. So let's dig into the tarot. Please go ahead, if this resonates, press that like button, leave a comment, consider following, share with someone you care about. Maybe they're awakening at this time in their life. Source, what more can you tell us about our awakening? We want to take 3 cards. Cool. So Source likes to do things with me sometimes, like make me a liar. So I said I was going to take 3, but these came out together. So I read them as they come. So the 3 of Swords energy and the 9 of Cups. Yep. And I'm also seeing the Lovers and the 9 of Swords. Yep. So let's talk about this. So this is perfect, right? Where I said I was, where you were, your awakening. So part of the awakening experience is your vessel has to be broken. But what happens is it's like kintsurugi, and check me on that. And basically the art in Japan is when something is broken, you fix it. Like if a pot is broken and we're human vessels. So if a vessel is broken and you put it back together, you put gold into the glue and it's more beautiful for having been broken. And one thing that happens when you fix a container that's been broken, it's expanded. So someone is on the other side of something that broke you in three. So I really see someone who was torn in the middle between friend groups and personal relationships and professional relationships. I see someone who was torn between maybe a few family members. I see someone who was torn between three different dreams that they had to pursue in their life. And they were thinking, oh my God, I can't do what I want to do. My heart's not in where I'm at. Like I see someone who was really feeling barren inside, like they were dead, waiting to be buried. But here's the thing, and this card didn't come out, but I wouldn't be surprised if it had. This Three of Swords is mental anguish, and it's kind of in the sense of like the growing pains of a death and rebirth of a cycle. So when you have an awakening, that's a mental rebirth. So I see someone who has finally started to realize that their life is not falling apart, it's falling together. And just like when you are growing, like for example, if you want to, build your muscles, you go to the gym, you exercise, those muscles get sore, and there's a soreness that comes with growth. But I really see that this is really going to pay off for someone. So someone is going to start really using their mind to, instead of focusing on the ways they are hurt, focus on the ways they're healing and what that healing can provide for them. And I see someone who's going to just feel glorious inside. And like I said, someone's going to feel like jumping. Someone is going to feel like someone is going to feel the abundance that you actually have. You're going to start feeling more abundant, and it's going to be because you are more abundant. And you're going to start feeling more abundant because of that. And that's going to be because you are more abundant because of that. So I see this cycle of really using this awakening to channel your manifesting gifts. And I see this is going to have an impact on somebody's money. So someone's going to start feeling better about their relationship with money. They're going to stop torturing themselves about things that they were said and things that they maybe did or didn't say, and how that impacted people in ways that they listen, the past is done. And I see someone who's going to embrace the present and celebrate the future going forward. In the same state, I see someone who is as going through this awakening, similar to these growing pains. You've been having these sleepless nights, and this Nine of Cups. This Nine of Cups, this Nine of Swords, a lot of this sword energy is someone has been really overthinking things. Someone has been really stuck in a mental place. But with this Lover's energy, I'm seeing that someone is about to have an intense and powerful love coming into their life. And with this awakening card, it's the absolute highest love, which is the love that we get from Source, that recognizes the source in us, that gives us the ability to love ourselves. Play that again. So it's the love that Source puts in us for us to recognize our ability and manifest our ability to love ourselves unconditionally. So I see someone who's going into a new phase of self-love that's going to bring so much radical change into your life. When you love yourself the way that I'm seeing you starting to love yourself, you'll start to hear those downloads from Source, and you'll be able to walk with those. And every single time you have a concern or a sleepless night, I see you contacting Source, and Source comes immediately with an answer. I see Source coming immediately with an answer anytime you're going to bed and you're like, Source, this is on my mind. And I hear someone saying, you know what, Source, we're worthy of this. We can fix this. We can go forward. And I know that you put this challenge in front of me because there's something on the other side of it for me. And Source, show me the direction to move around it and show me the path forward and through it. And I see Source saying, you know what, I love you. Here you go. And then it's going to clear them all away. And that's also going to have impacts on your money. Like I see someone who's going to have because here's the thing, and I don't just want to make everything about money, but when your health is going to be better. You're going to start feeling more motivated to take care of yourself. You're going to start feeling more motivated to protect your boundaries. You're going to start feeling more motivated to engage with people in healthy ways and start recognizing the boundaries between you and other people and start learning how to love those boundaries, because that's how we learn to live in harmony with one another. So I see someone who's going to be getting a lot of love and harmony in their life, like a ton. So you might have multiple romantic offers come at your way, or you might have actually, I see someone who's been courting, that's funny, dating someone for a little bit while. Someone's a little formal. And I see that that's finally going to come through. And I think what's going to happen is whatever the tradition is, where you are, maybe a certain person is expected to initiate the contact or whatever. But here's the thing, since you're both in this space of absolutely overthinking this, look, your awakening is triggering their awakening. So they're just a little bit more confused than you are right now, because you're triggering things inside of each other. And this is happening romantically, platonically. So if you've been wanting friends in your life, this is happening in the people who are going to come into your friend life. If you've been wanting romantic love in your life, this is what's happening in the person or people you're interested in. Like the ones that are really going to be interested in you, they're going through this awakening with you right now. And what I'm seeing is, instead of waiting around and overthinking things, someone is going to really embrace their inner strength and move more directly with this awakening. So Source is awakening someone to being more direct with their energy, being more direct with how they clear away their problems, and having basically a more direct relationship with Source. Every awakening is a step further closer to a stronger relationship with Source. So let's pull out one more card from the Oracle if there's any actions or advice to go along with our awakening and all of this beautiful, wonderful energy that's coming in with our healing and our relationship with Source, to be able to solve our problems and be able to inspire creativity in us, to be able to achieve our goals, to be able to strategically align our energies, to be able to focus on building more harmony and more unity with ourselves and with the world around us and with the people who inhabit the world around us, because the world is people. So Source, what last Oracle card do you have for us? Also, take what resonates with you, leave the rest for someone else. Go ahead and press that like button, leave a comment, and share. Throwing all the cards away. Unfinished symphony. Yep. So basically, for example, okay, so symphonies are played in parts, and there's intermissions and there's different segments to each section of the symphony. And at the end of each section of the symphony, there is a conclusion, and then there is a reintroduction, the next step. And each new part of the symphony of your life is a new phase of awakening. So yes, so Source is saying, there are some things that you're going to be leaving behind, because you're shedding things from behind you and you're moving into greater things, and you're leaving behind these energies that worked for the previous level to embrace the energies that you need for the new level. And you're going to have an easier time releasing that, because you're releasing those things in love from the past. You're not saying you're good or bad. You're not trying to moralize or apply ethics to who did what and all of that. You're just saying, I love you. I love you, all those past versions of me, and I appreciate all you did to get us here. And I'm looking forward to all the future versions of me, while loving me and living here and now and enjoying the symphony as it unfolds, trusting that I am in Source's hands and our relationship is working in a co-creative manner. So that's what I have for you. Thank you for tuning in to Daily Bread, and I will see you next time.